This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for your great podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Jack. It's Kenny. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Rock and Roll Up Podcast. It's the Halloween special. My name is Kenny, and my co-host is...
Welcome, foolish mortals. My name is Jack the Wizard Man. A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
How are you doing, Wizard Jack? You good?
I'm very well, sir.
Why don't you tell all the lovely listeners and viewers what's coming up on this very special Halloween episode?
In today's Halloween special, we got two guys, one spooky goblet of lies. We discuss our favorite horror films and the best horrors of all time. We've got Dead Monkey Tennis.
Oh.
Guess the punchline / Punchline First. Also some general fun and games and chat along the way.
Are you...
A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Are you going to... Just so that people are aware, because, you know, it's a podcast, they're valuable time and everything. Are you going to be doing that voice the whole time, or is that going to be...
I think it might get tedious.
Maybe it's already...
Shall we both agree that I stop doing the voice and or remove the mask?
I think it's best. Everyone appreciates the effort, including me. Maybe just pop the mask off. That'll be fine.
I'll remove the mask.
Okay.
Whoa! He's only got another mask on.
He's got another mask.
I've only got a bloody another mask on. They call me Johnny Two Masks over here. Got quite the sweat on.
Here's Johnny Two Masks, they call him.
If anyone can't see this, well, you have to see this for any of this to work. I'm not even going to bother explaining it. You know what I mean? Just do the research, yeah?
Come on.
I can actually see through this. Quite clever, this. I can see through this mask really well.
Really?
Because you can't, if I get a little bit...
I can't see you.
Sort of netting.
Ah.
I feel like I'm being sort of kidnapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to take me away somewhere in the desert and do naughty things.
That's a little bit too close to current world events for my life.
Yeah, all right. Well, how about we just have a bloody good time doing some lovely podcasting stuff, shall we?
How about that?
Right, come on. I'm going to be totally serious now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to... It's the gimmicks, mate. I've done the gimmicks. I'm not going to do any more gimmicks for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway. Halloween, mate. How are you doing? Are you excited for it?
I like Halloween. I mean, the main reason I like Halloween is I'm a massive horror movie fan.
You love a horror, don't you? You've been smashing through the horrors. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in Kenny's Booovid reviews.
Boo!
Smashed it. So, have you decorated the house at all, mate? I see a couple of things behind you there. Have you gone all in on the decoration?
This is just my normal attire.
Oh, right, okay.
Ghost poster. This, which I'll grab. This is just always up in my living room.
Yeah.
Which is, we bought these together, actually.
We did, from Kingston Christmas Market back in the day.
It wasn't very Christmassy. It was more spooky than that.
It was more spooky.
But they're prints of obviously Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, and Jaws done on the library. Sorry, not the library. The dictionary page of kind of that one's for Friday.
Yeah, clever.
Halloween, and this one's for Jaws. It's very good.
The dictionary definition page. That is very clever. I picked up a few myself. including an American Werewolf in London, amongst others.
Oh.
Very, very cool. We did get the details of the guy. I'm not sure if he's there this year, but anyone in the Kingston area, check it out because they're very cool.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah,
How
just
about
give him free promo? Just give him
how
free
about
promo.
you? We all know anyone who is a long-term listener or watcher of the podcast is probably know by now that Jack likes a holiday.
I like a theme. I like themed candy. I like themed sweets. We like to play dress up in our house. If you hadn't already known.
All right. I mean, we don't need to. That's probably.
Sorry. Yeah. That's the wrong. That's rock and roll up after dark. We've had a little bit of fun, mate. We've had a little bit of dressy dress. We've had a little bit of dressing the house.
Oh, nice.
I came downstairs and there were cobwebs on the fireplace, pumpkins on the mantle, spiders on the table. I said, "Bitch, why haven't you cleaned?" No, I didn't. we sort of dressed. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. We've started. Brilliant. Yes, we got some fake cobwebs. You know, our place got a load of fireplaces. Cobwebs over the fireplaces, little spids, little spiders. He's got up. He's left because he's so scared.
I'm just going to turn my laptop charger on. That'll be fine.
That'd be smart. We got little fake spids. We've got lots of mini pumpkins around. We've got a couple of little decorations here and there, a couple of spider webs, some little spooky hands coming out from under the TV. You know, nothing crazy because, to be honest, too much satanic imagery in the house is a little bit, bit distracting.
I mean, you do live in an unspecified location, but it is a nunnery, an ex-nunnery.
Yeah. So I'd imagine there'll be some weird portal that opens if I was to do anything with a Ouija board.
Too severe.
So yes, a little bit of dress up, but probably just going to chill out, mate. You got any plans for Halloween?
I'm going to do a Halloween quiz.
Spooky questions
with some friends. Some spooky questions. What is our round going to be? I was thinking of. I haven't written it. It's on Saturday, and we record this on a Thursday night. Not sure. I was going to do maybe, put the killer with the movie franchise. Maybe I could do kill counts in a movie in a film. Not too much satanic iconography.
Yeah, just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Maybe do kill counts of say like 23 to this person, 7 to this. Not sure.
A very disturbing scoring system, but I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that'll come on later. Actually, you'll see that in one of my. The old monkey tennis is coming up. Dead, decrepit zombie monkey tennis.
Rotting monkey tennis. Well, that sounds a treat, mate. I think we spoke before last year. America, Canada, they kind of go more all in on the Halloween thing. Us Brits, we do a little bit of dressy, bit of trick-or-treating, obviously because of COVID this year. Trick-or-treating doesn't seem to be the desired thing. I've seen a few photos, you've probably seen, of very long tubes coming from people's doors that will slide sweets and chocolate into little kids.
That's very sweet.
It is very sweet. Kind of sad that it's got to that, but there we are.
Yeah.
So I'd really launch those fuckers. You know what I mean?
Quite sad that I've got to lace the candy with heroin this year and build a tube
and build a tube. Yeah, because normally just the one. Yeah.
Just the illegal substances.
Little kids just getting a heroin-filled marrow right to the eyeball.
Maybe I could just say, just put your, just look up the tube. Just get a big bag.
Yeah.
Face full of cocaine.
You're like Tajiri from WWE. Yeah. And then they wake up naked in the forest. Is that what happens?
Normally. Normally. But you have. I mean, pumpkins are the big
pumpkins are the one. Pumpkins are the one.
You've been pumpkin picking, haven't you, mate?
I've been pumpkin picking. We went to an undisclosed farm. Don't want anyone following me to farms. He's got a cheeky pumpkin behind him there. Look, no pumpkins in my shop. All our pumpkins are downstairs. We bought a selection of pumpkins. You basically, big field, you pay to enter. Pumpkins are in sort of themed carts and themed sort of crates and things. You get to the little end, pick what you want. No basket, so you just got to kind of carry as many pumpkins as you can carry. Go to the cashier. He looks, he weighs them all. The
Yeah.
price is the scariest part. Eh? That's £30. Sorry, what's that? £30 on pumpkins.
Oh no!
Is Halloween. We got a big old orange one, and we got like a green one, a white one, lots of different colours. Not many people know pumpkins, squashes, etc. Lots of different colours.
Yeah, I didn't know. White ones.
White ones as well.
Incredible.
So yeah, got a selection of pumpkins, mate, big and small. They look good for photographs, etc. And they're currently sitting downstairs. One's already gone mouldy, so really good quality. But
what?
Yeah,
My partner went pumpkin picking, and she was telling me it's quite funny imagery. So everyone gets to the end.
yeah.
They had wheelbarrows at the place where she went, so you
classy.
put them all in,
Yeah.
and then get to the end, and then decide maybe, I'm going to take 2. So there was just reject pumpkins just in a line. So people would get them out, look at them, pop down in a line, pick the 2 they want, and then there'd just be a load of pumpkins left. They're reject pumpkins, like lining up to go mouldy.
Mate, idea for an animated show, The Rejected Pumpkin. It's like it's the 2020 take on The Ugly Duckling. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
It's perfect.
I will just grab this because
Yeah, go on, show us your pumpkin, mate. So you've got do my eyes deceive me? Is that a rock and roll up themed pumpkin?
it wasn't done by me because I am not good at things. But once again, my partner has carved us a very special, very unique RRUP pumpkin, and the candle's just gone out. That's a shame.
That's a ghost, I think.
What? Oh,
Well, that's dirty. That's dirty.
that might be. I think that might be the fire.
It's a bit of pumpkin smut.
How do I get it out? Oh,
I feel like I can smell it. I feel like I can smell it from here, mate. Pumpkins have a very particular smelly smell, don't they? He's popped it on the head. Oh, is he going to balance it? Drum roll, please. Oh, he's done it straight away.
that'd be fine.
That is the kind of quality content you get at Rock and Roll Up. Well, thank you to Ashanti for doing that. We're now going to perform a short seance. He's cracked a lighter out of nowhere. Where does that come from?
I'm prepped.
That's really good. Pop the candle back in there.
Pop.
We may witness Kenny burning his house down, but that's all part of the fun. It's all part of the fun.
There we go. And
Look at that.
whoop.
The official, the hat's back on, the Rock and Roll Up pumpkin. Go to shop.rockandrollup.com to get your Rock and Roll Up pumpkin. That's not a thing. One day.
No, not yet. But
Well, that's wonderful, mate. That's wonderful. Good work.
yes, yeah, very nice. But yes, I don't do much in the way of decorating and things. But I was very pleased with that pumpkin from my beloved. So I thought.
You know what I've noticed is it's supermarkets. They've kind of skipped the whole Halloween thing, mate, because of COVID and stuff. They've gone. Let's just do Christmas. I'm like, what's going on here? Where's the Halloween?
I was in Wilko's, and
Although other retailers are available.
but they're not as good. So
No, Wilko's is brilliant. I remember when it used to be Wilkinson's.
yeah, it's still called Wilkinson's.
That's one for the old people out there.
One for the boomers. Yes, 2 aisles of Christmas, 1 aisle of Halloween.
Already?
That's a sex toy, isn't it? That's a little sex toy.
Stick a fork in me. I'm done. That is, it's a shame, isn't it, mate? I've seen a little bit, but don't know. It's a little disappointing this year. I kind of get it, but don't be skimping on the Halloween treats. Cause,
Yeah, that was from last year's episode. This is our second Halloween special.
Oh yeah.
Go back and listen to that. It's all worthwhile content for this time of year. It doesn't age. Halloween's for all year, not just for October 23rd to November 2nd.
Yeah.
Anyway, in that we spoke about all sorts of things to do with Halloween, but one thing we mentioned was it's the second holiday in the US in which people spend the most money, and $86 per person on average is spent on Halloween.
Really?
Be interesting to see how low that is because of COVID this year.
Bloody COVID, eh?
The Grim Reaper needs his money. Come on.
He does. Well, he loves COVID, doesn't he? The
Don't
old
fear
Grim.
the Reaper.
Will anybody dress up as anything COVID related, do you think?
Almost certainly, yes.
As what? As a giant COVID?
Syringe.
As a syringe, as a bubble. They could say, this is my bubble.
Yeah. Just as a Chinese bat.
Or just Chinese bats. You're talking about... Whoa! Whoa! It's a Chinese bat!
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. It's gone.
Get it out like the bloody heroin-induced candy.
That just hit a child in the face as well. Oh, that was a Chinese bat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, maybe, what could you go as? I'll just go as myself and just say, well, I'm just really depressed because of COVID.
Yeah, I don't need anything to represent the darkness of Halloween because the darkness is within me this year.
Yeah, my smile is my mask.
Good. Very good.
Write that down.
Write that down.
Well, we are sad how coronavirus has affected the world. Mainly sad about how it's affected Halloween. Kenny's just pausing to have some filtered water, and I'm now going to do some filler here. Just going to come up with some great content. Here we go. A little bit of prop work for you while we're waiting.
Jack Cowling and prop work? No.
I can't talk because it's too soon.
You should have done the intro like that, mate.
Hello, mates, and welcome.
Oh,
That was disgusting, wasn't it?
it was, yeah.
You know what? That's probably never been washed.
Let's move on. We're going to play our first little game of our Halloween special.
Go on.
It's an old favourite of ours. It's 2 guys, 1 cup of lies. How could we name that better?
2 guys, 1 bloody terrifying cup of flies. That's fine.
That'll be fine.
We have play the jingle. We don't have one. Let's do a jingle. 1, 2, 3. It's
the
2 guys.
The 1 cup of lies. Yeah.
That was sexy and Halloween.
Yeah.
Combined.
Together.
That's another thing what Halloween used to be. How about what skimpy outfit can I wear this year?
I always think that.
Terrible. We've each written down 3 to 4 Halloween traditions from around the world. Each person tells a couple of truths. There's 1 lie. We make a tradition up, baby. Not just traditions, general Halloween stuff as well. We have to guess what's the truth and what's the lie. We've done it before with superstitions, etc., etc., etc. We've gone for the Halloween theme once more. We love a theme. Kenny Beveridge, you're about to lie to me, and I'm going to love it.
Oh, right. So, how do you want me to give you all 4 deadpan, and then we can discuss?
Yes, I think so. Deadpan, Halloween, fine.
A live pan.
You could go as a dead Peter Pan. Deadpan.
Deadpan. Good.
It works. Yeah, you go first, mate. That's what we did last time. Do them all.
All right.
We'll discuss each one. I'll try and pick the truth and the lie.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Right on the camera. Right, so, number 1. The first truth, you might say. In parts of Iowa and Missouri, rather than just saying... Why is that funny?
Missouri. He said it a little bit erotic. You know what I mean?
In parts of Iowa and Missouri.
Oh, look at those glasses.
Rather than just saying trick or treat, kids are expected to tell a terrible joke in order to get their candy. Now, I didn't know that you had been raised in Iowa or Missouri.
You little sausage. I tip my cap to you. Yeah, terrible jokes are kind of our forte, but okay. That's
okay.
Fine.
Number 2. Every year, for nearly a century, there is a seance that attempts to contact Houdini from the dead.
Why? Oh, did you do that trick? Yeah. Oh, brilliant. See you later.
Okay. Number 3. The Halloween script asked for a blank-faced mask for the character of Michael Myers. After testing out many masks, including one of Richard Nixon and a clown, they settled on the mask of Spock from Star Trek and sprayed it white.
Richard Nixon and the clown, are they the same thing?
Hey, what you've got here is political commentary. Talking of the devil, Richard Nixon. And number 4, the fourth truth, you might say, it is illegal to dress up as a priest or nun for Halloween in Alabama.
So specific. So we've got Alabama, we've got Spock mask, we've got tell a joke. What was the other one?
Contacting Houdini through
Contacting Houdini. Okay. Don't know why it's funny. The standouts are Houdini and Spock for me, which would be the ultimate comedy duo. Where are my ears? He's hidden them. All right, let's think. How many ears has Spock got? The left ear, the right ear, and the final front ear. Thank you. Thank you very much there. It's a Chinese bat. Okay. This is tough. Let's talk it through. So a bad joke. That's realistic. That's realistic. A bad joke. Yeah, I could. I think I might have heard that. I can. You
can lock that in.
I'm going to lock that in as a truth.
Locking it in.
What would we both did the same action? Congruent. What would your joke be? Your trick or treat joke be?
My favourite joke of all time.
Go on.
Is what's green and comes out of your nose at 1,000,000 miles per hour?
The coronavirus.
And that's why you should always wear a mask.
Great. Get the tube.
It's a Lamborghini.
Your Kenny's favourite joke of all time there. That's saying something. I'm locking that in. Lamborghini, that's a truth. I'm going to...
So I think I'll reveal as you go.
Okay, reveal as we go.
Locked in for a truth.
Yeah.
You are correct. That was perfect.
You know what? That's the Satan. It doesn't matter what time. I know what people think. Is this unprofessional? It does not matter what time we record this show. This is 8 p.m. UK time.
Yeah.
My AVG antivirus, other antiviruses available, will only go off when we're recording. I think it must know Zoom's running or something, and it's like, brilliant, let's do a security check.
Well, normally we record on a Saturday or Sunday, normally a Saturday, and it goes off then as well.
I don't know what to say. I think it must talk to the Zoom and be like, this seems suspicious content. These guys are suspiciously offensive. Anyway, lock in.
Locked in, it is correct.
If I got that wrong straight away, that would be shit.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
That's the only one I don't have any context for.
Oh.
Because
I'm stressed. We got Spock. That seems crazy, but Houdini. Why would you contact Houdini?
What about Alabama? It's illegal to dress up as a priest or nun.
That you could have made that up, but that sounds. I'm going to go truth for. I'm going to say truth for that because that seems so normal. If that's a lie, you've done a very, very good job.
Okay,
I'm going to say truth for it. I'm going to lock it in.
Okay. So, according to Section 13A-14-4 of the Alabama Code, whoever, being in a public place, fraudulently pretends by garb or outward array to be a minister of any religion or nun, priest, rabbi, or any other member of the clergy, is guilty of misdemeanor and a misdemeanor.
Miss Dynamite.
Misdemeanor, and upon conviction shall be punished by a fine not exceeding $500 or confinement of the county jail for no more than 1 year, or by such.
Thank God it's no more than 1 year.
Or by both such fine and imprisonment. You are correct.
That's craziness. Is it like a super religious state? I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was hard to. No idea why. But
it's one of those weird. I mean, there's so many laws here. Like you're not allowed to carry a fish outside the Buckingham Palace or something stupid. You know what I mean? It's one of those weird laws, I guess. But wow, yeah. Well, that mucks up my Halloween plans, mate. So,
so you've got two left. Are you going for
those tickets? Oh,
Michael Myers mask?
No, I don't know.
White of Spock, or are you going for that? For some reason, for nearly a century till this day. They try and contact Houdini from the dead.
Why? The Spock thing sounds silly because it doesn't look like Spock, but that could be right.
It's
I'm
sprayed
going to say Houdini's the lie, Spock's the truth. Houdini's the lie.
Okay.
Lock me up and throw away the key, and punch me in the gut and kill him. Locked in, Houdini the lie.
Okay, so you're incorrect.
I fucking hate Halloween.
I apologise.
And I hate Halloween.
However,
Oh.
I have the explanation which you will enjoy.
Go on.
Every year since 1927, Houdini had given a code word to his wife Bess before he died and told her that he would use it if he was able to cross over to the other world. Bess participated in the seance for 10 years until she finally declared he wasn't coming back. However, the seance continues to this day without her.
I think she could have called he wasn't coming back the day he died. Yeah.
Maybe.
Good old Bess. I'm simply the best. Well, that's very sad for her. That's
after 10 years, can't be asked.
You know what? He's probably locked himself up somewhere. Leave him. Never liked him.
Now,
this this Spock one then. I thought it sounded too niche to be. I thought, no, maybe that is what happened. But
it is niche. It is niche, but it's niche in a different way.
Go on.
So, Nixon and the clown mask were tried. The clown, especially, was close to being confirmed as the mask.
Yeah,
because the young Michael is wearing a clown outfit when he does his first kill at the beginning of the film.
This makes sense.
But they finally settled on the William Shatner mask, who played Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
That is very sneaky on your part.
Whilst being creepy, sprayed white. Apparently, I was watching a clip on YouTube of the production design. Said as soon as they saw the Shatner mask sprayed white, it was perfect. But one good thing is that they wanted it to be a mask that Michael Myers could realistically get from a costume store. So that's why they didn't go for something over the top. They said, right, if you walked into a costume store, what could you pick up in 1979? William Shatner. You could also pick up Spock, but not this time, baby.
That's very good work from you, mate. He's done the research. He's tricked me. So he is a trickster. You know, we're not sure if we trust that. He's got the hat on his head as well, which is remarkable. He's got a pumpkin. This guy's Mr. Halloween.
Yes.
Good work, mate.
Last time. Here we go. Come on.
Here we go.
One more.
Go.
Final one.
Whoop. Hey, first time. Hallelujah.
Got that in post. That'd be fine.
Got that in post, mate. Fix that in post. Well, good job there, mate. I've guessed the wrong one, but you know what? I still had a bloody good time.
That's what you like.
Let's do it. I've got 2 truths and 1 lie.
Nice.
Are we ready?
I'm
Do
ready.
the same applies again. You've won so far. Let's even the score. I've actually titled mine. This first one is Master of the Sith.
Oh.
Tradition 1. Deep in the Scottish Highlands, on Halloween, there be a cat Sith. On Halloween, the cat Sith, a fairy-like creature, it blesses any house that leaves a saucer of milk for it to drink. Houses that do not leave a saucer will be cursed and their cow's milk will run dry. This is why in the Highlands you have to leave a saucer of milk out for the cat Sith. Why is it called a cat Sith? I don't know that information.
I don't know. I didn't make it up.
Or did I?
Or did I?
Cat Sith, fairy-like creature.
Nice.
Every time you say you don't believe in fairies, a fairy cake dies.
Always think of the cat Sith.
Always think of the cat Sith.
When you said that to begin with, I thought it was going to be something related to Star Wars.
What I've done there is I've tricked you because I'm also a trickster.
You're the trick. You're the true trickster.
Down the sweet tube, into the nose. The next one.
Okay.
Diplodocus pocus. Every Halloween, the British Museum hosts a dinosaur-themed midnight screening of Disney classic Hocus Pocus, a film we both love.
Love it.
Amongst the dinosaur bones and fossils. Costumes are optional. A buffet is provided. In the past, special guests have made an appearance, including Bette Midler and Richard Attenborough.
Nice.
His dinosaurs. Talking of old fossils, here's Bette Midler. Just pop that in for a little link there. We can laugh at that. Diplodocus pocus.
Don't have a pop at Bet, bloody babe.
Bette. Babe. Bloody babe. There's a poster of Bette Midler. In Hocus Pocus, obviously. They're doing a second one. They're
in the film Babe.
In the film Babe, she was there.
Yeah. They're doing a second Hocus Pocus.
They're talking about. They've done some kind of promo for a charity thing, but apparently it's all but confirmed. They will be doing a second. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We'll talk about Hocus Pocus in a bit, I'm sure, but yeah, I know. If you've seen any tweets from Bette Midler, you'll understand what kind of train she's on. Talking of trains, Crazy Train, the final. The Yamanote Halloween train is a popular but forbidden Japanese tradition. Beginning in Tokyo in the 1990s, hundreds of attendees dress in costumes and board a designated train, breaking the rules of train norms and etiquette. Revelers drink, eat, play music, dance and scream. At each subsequent station, partygoers rush between carriages and between trains, looking for a different or better party scene until the police or authorities shut it down. The Yamanote Halloween train. I'll tell you what's scarier than that. Waiting for first Great Western trains to bloody show up on time.
I'm all right.
Once again, piercing social commentary.
Piercing.
So we've got Crazy Train, Halloween train.
Yeah.
We've got watching Hocus Pocus in the British Museum, and we've got a strange cat that drinks all your milk.
All your little milk.
I drink your milkshake.
I am going to say that...
Oh, what's he locking in?
I'm going to lock in the Catseth. I think...
You're locking in the cat.
The Catseth sounds right. It sounds Scottish. It sounds like an old white... An old
Scottish thing.
An old Scottish tale.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Catseth is done. I'm locking it in, and here it is.
That is correct. It's a truth, baby. Not that much info on it other than what I said. It's just that it was a very, very ancient tradition. It's to do with kind of giving and receiving and farming. You know, there's always traditions about the witch has cursed your cattle, etc., etc. It was very much a good luck charm for the harvest. You know, things like that. Little Scottish fairy. There's a lot of kind of elemental type traditions that the Scottish have. Little cat fairy floating about, drinking all your milk. So if anyone's got,
should it?
Just not really. If anyone's got a dry cow, you know what's going on there. You know, I haven't left milk out. I'd just go around, just sucking up all the milk all night long. It drank the milk. I'm there like, I don't know how that happened. Was that, mate? Yes, that is correct, mate.
Lovely. Okay, so, I mean, Diplodocus Pocus is such a good...
It's a good pun, but
so
remember,
good.
I've come up with the titles, mate. So you know what I mean?
So good. And your pun work is you know, okay normally. So...
That was a bit spooky, that bloody comment right there.
The Japanese trains.
Think about it. Would that be a tradition? Getting on a train? Maybe not.
It is Japan. Let's be honest.
What do you mean by that, Kenny Beveridge?
They're just such a good,
beautiful and vibrant culture.
Beautiful and vibrant culture with lots and lots of traditions in which the Western world would not find unusual in any way.
And we love
as eating KFC at Christmas. That's not weird.
That's normal in some parts of Tokyo.
I think the Japanese are bloody getting on trains. I think you've done me with. You couldn't bloody help yourself. Hocus. You've lied to me, sir. And the Hocusly Pocus is where the lie stands.
No comment. I've got to comment because that's the game. Unfortunately, you've got me bang to rights, son. I couldn't resist it. Diplodocus pocus is the lie.
I wanted it to be true so badly.
No. Wouldn't that be amazing, watching Hocus Pocus amongst dinosaur fossils? Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great?
No, you had a pop at Bette Midler for no reason then? Just for time.
You know what? I struck out at her and I feel bad for it. But she is a real witch, so she'll probably curse me.
Fair, yeah. Any more news, any more info about the Japanese?
Honestly, mate, it started in the mid-90s, a bit of kind of a rave culture thing. It got stopped by about 96, 97. The police shut most of it down. However, what people have tended to do the last few years is announce 1 hour before the event on Facebook, so the police don't know necessarily. This is where we're going to be. We're going to be at this station. This is the number train you want to get. We're going to have a party in the carriage. And it sounds kind of fun, man. It reminds me of like the last day you could drink on the tube and things like that in London, even though people do. People just went mental for some reason. We were like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's basically that. People just have a right laugh. And also because culturally, celebrations like this, they were a little bit more Americanized and the Japanese were a bit more reserved about it. So this is very much an opportunity to go a bit wild for the evening.
A bit wild. Well, I'm sure the same will be happening in Nottingham on tomorrow. We're going into level 3 COVID lockdown. So people are going to go mental. Then we'll go back to level 2. Next time we're in level 3, go mental again.
Then you'll go to level 42. You've all got to learn bass. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, unfortunately, this means that Kenny and I still won't physically be back together. Although we do have a cracking name for the episode when we are back together. Won't be spoiling that today. But
it is a shame.
Only God knows when we're going to see each other. Maybe you'll still be able to leave. I don't even know. These tiered rules in the UK, they're just crazy. Who knows? But we're going to keep it happy. We're going to keep it light. Kenny Beveridge, you've won. 2 guys won spooky vat of flies and lies. well done.
Thank you.
You win a little Halloween finger. I'm going to give you a finger. There it is. There's a finger there for you.
Pop that on. Where's that? I think we all know.
We all know. Wow. Wonderful. A wonderful game.
Our first little game. We've got some games later on that we're gonna go into in a bit. Yeah. While you wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. We're talking Hocus Pocus and movies. Should we have some movie chat, mate? Some spooky movie chat.
Transition.
He's spun around on his chair. It's like Mastermind.
Right. So I thought we could have a little chat about some recent horrors that we've been watching. Anyone who's seen our Instagram, our Twitter, we've been popping up some reviews of haunted movies and scary things. Yep. And then we'll have a little talk about some of the best ever, and then maybe some recommendations. But what have you been watching recently in terms of horror and as a Halloween approaching? What have you been feasting your eyes on?
Spookums. I've got a few on a few thrillers, in a few horrors. Nothing crazy because I'm not into completely terrifying films. I like to, I like to be kept on the edge of my seat, but I don't want to not be able to sleep for days.
Yeah.
We started off with a bit of a whodunit in Knives Out, which is enjoyable. Some people come to me and said that you gave it a very low score and a very controversial score. I believe I only gave it 4 out of 10. I shan't rag on it. I just felt it didn't succeed in what it wanted to do. It was trying to be funny. It was also trying to be serious. Didn't really enjoy the casting. Didn't really enjoy the plot. But it's still nearly an average film. So people
I think, giving everything a bloody 8 out of 10, and no. If it's a 6, it's slightly above average.
Yeah,
a 6 is an okay score. It doesn't mean don't watch it. It just means it was all right. It was fine. It was good. It was verging on quite good.
Yeah. So started with that. The scariest thing about that I thought was Daniel Craig's Southern accent. Wow, hello there. Sounded like the rooster. I watched a Daphne du Maurier adaptation on Netflix in Rebecca, which was a kind of a thrillery romantic drama. Shan't spoil it again. It's #1 everywhere on Netflix.
Yeah.
There's been other adaptations before. I believe it was Hitchcock, wasn't it, that adapted it early on?
Well, he did a lot of Daffy du Maurier.
Yeah.
Because he also adapted Jamaica Inn.
Yes, we spoke about that before. Something close to both of our hearts and our family.
Yeah.
So yes, guy breaks up. Well, a guy's wife goes missing, presumed dead. He meets someone else on holiday, and she ends up moving into his house with him. And drama and thrilling things ensue. Middle of the road film for me. Middle of the road. I thought it was shot beautifully, like a 40s romance, but I found the script to lack authenticity. So it felt like one of those films where they speak in a way that only people in movies speak.
I hate that.
And that I was already done after that happened.
Yeah.
I also watched the film Halloween Town, a Disney classic made-for-TV movie, which you can tell it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Everyone makes the list of the best Halloween films. Danielle watched it when she was young, loved it.
Yeah.
Someone's family's grandma is a witch. They follow her on the witch bus that takes her to Halloween Town, which is where she lives. Everyone's a monster. Everyone's got a pumpkin for a head. That is the plot. There's an evil villain. He laughs a lot. That's about it.
Right.
It was a kid's film. That was fine. I watched The Haunted Mansion, which I'll come on to later. One of my favourite live-action Disney movies based on a ride. I've always found that movie to be very funny and very quotable. There's several quotes from that I've always quoted. Eddie Murphy, basically anything he touches is funny, maybe with the exception of Norbit. Yeah, really funny. Like the ride, like the film. Got a bit of a bad rap, the film. Doesn't get a good thing, but I think it's a really underrated family live-action film.
Did you watch that Sandler Netflix?
I watched 30 minutes of Hubie Halloween.
Oh, no.
And I could not watch any more. I've had people come up to me, guys, you got to watch this Hubie thing. It's hilarious.
People are coming up to you.
People are coming up to me. Are you Jack from the Rock and Roll Up podcast?
Are you Jack that slagged off?
Yeah, Knives Out.
You bastard.
You wanker. I watched 30 minutes of it with my darling Danielle. It was fine. The voice, mate. We've said about Adam Sandler before. In fact, you've defended Adam Sandler to your credit, because you should. Except when you see this movie, I think you'll realise why you shouldn't have done that.
He's done from Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
A brilliant film.
Oscar nominated.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
And his follow-up is this.
Hello? Hello? He does his little door thing that he does.
Yeah.
He casts all his mates in it. I know we love physical comedy. I mean, look, sorry, there's physical comedy everywhere. We love physical comedy. He's falling over stuff. He's tripping over. Every joke ends with a trip. I'm thinking, I can't handle it. The voice. There was a couple of funny gags in there. Again, mate, for kids, brilliant.
Okay.
For grown sexy boys like ourselves, if you can get past the accent, I think it might be okay.
Okay.
For us, we gave it a good, not 10 minutes, a good 30 minutes into the movie. Nothing had happened at all, except, whoa! So that was that. But I brought it up 2 days ago with Parasite.
Oh.
Obviously, Oscar nominated, Oscar winning across the board, including the first foreign language film to win Best Movie.
Yeah, didn't deserve it, but there you go.
Kenny hated it, thought 1917 was better, a film with basically no narrative at all. Yes, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I didn't think it was 10 out of 10. Didn't think it was 10
very good. Yeah, very good.
8.5, 9 out of 10. I laughed, I cried, I was on the edge of my seat. Found the class divide narrative to be a little on the nose. I think we both agreed with that.
Yeah.
We get the whole poor rich thing. I thought if that was done slightly more nuanced, and that the ending wasn't quite the tonal shift that it was, it basically became a Tarantino film in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, it did.
Then I think it would have been basically the perfect film. But that knocked it down a peg slightly for me. However, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think with the second watch, I'll probably find even more that I liked about it. A lot of symbolism in there. Didn't feel that the subtitles were a hindrance. There was some quote that Sam said at work. It was something like, if you can get over the 2-inch subtitle wall, you'll reveal a fantastic film that, will change your expectations of cinema or something. Some review like that. So it was like, if you can get over the fact that it's not in English, which, to be honest, mate, some people can't. Some people can't get over that.
Yeah.
then I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. So yeah, not the perfect film, but I thought it was very, very fun.
It was good. Very good. Very good.
Those are the kind of Halloweeny things I'll be watching. Saving a few for Halloween Day, but maybe we'll come to those maybe in a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
What about you, mate? Because you've been smashing through classic horror after classic horror.
So I watched for the first quite a lot of horrors. I might have watched kind of in bits, or it was a long time ago, or I've seen the massive scenes, but I've maybe not seen them all the way through. So I watched Evil Dead 1 and 2 very recently, which were a lot of fun, just very silly, over the top gore. I watched The Thing.
Yeah, I watched that a few months ago.
All the way through, I watched it for the first time. Oh, what a film.
Amazing.
What a film. During lockdown, I watched The Shining for the first time all the way through.
Classic.
I mean, immediately went into my top 20 films ever, I think. I have most recently watched things like Wolf Creek, which was shit.
Oh, Wolf Creek, that's if you don't oil your wolf regularly. Wolf Creek, thank you.
Well done, well done. I watched Predator and Predator 2, which were very good. Predator is one of my favourite ever films.
I watched Predator, but it was just looking at my neighbour through the window.
I watched a Predator. I was looking at you, looking at your neighbour through the window.
Here's looking at you, looking at kids.
Here's oh, zing!
Zinger!
Talking to KFC, that was a zinger meal right there. Get that down here.
Spit that through the tube.
I watched Ready or Not a little bit long ago, which not too long ago even. That was good. Have you seen that?
Ready or Not.
The girl that marries into the family, but they have the thing where she has to survive the first night to join the family, and if not, she gets killed by them.
I have.
It's not that old. It's probably last year, the year before. It was really good.
No, I haven't seen it.
Very good.
Nice.
I watched Colour Out of Space.
This is the Nicolas Cage film, is it?
H.P. Lovecraft adaptation with Nicolas Cage. He did another one called Mandy that I've only seen Colour Out of Space. It's about a meteorite that lands very close to a house out in the sticks. And what happens from there is one of the weirdest, one of the scariest, and one of the most disturbing films I might have ever seen.
Nicolas Cage good in it? Nicolas Cage good?
Fantastic. It's made for him because the thing lands, this meteorite lands, and it slowly drives everyone insane. And obviously Nicolas Cage is best when he's on the cusp of losing it.
Of madness, because in real life he's on the cusp of losing it.
Yeah, well, yes, I think he is. He's one of my favourite actors. He gets such a bad rap and everything, but
he does.
He's just got that particular style which doesn't sit well with people that really like serious cinema.
Some people would say he hams it up.
Yes, but I've seen arguments to say that he's actually an acting genius, like deliberately hamming it up. I'm not saying that.
Kenny is saying that. He's an Adam Sandler defender and a Nicolas Cage supporter.
I am.
Print that. Lefty Twitter. Hashtag that, Lefty Twitter.
Lefty Twitter. Colour Out of Space. Highly recommended. Really stuck with me. There's not many films I've seen.
You look concerned.
It was concerning how much it stuck. There's not many films in the last 10 years that I can say I slept a bit weird the night after.
Really? Oh,
and that is one of them.
Really? Okay. Well, I might have to watch this, mate.
It shit me up a little bit. It was so good. So good. A couple of bits in it are not amazing. They kind of... The story goes left turn, right turn a little bit. So H.P. Lovecraft does things like Cthulhu. He created a type of a horror subgenre called cosmic fear, cosmic dread, and it's the idea of the fear of the unknown, what's out there, and that humans are so simple that any form of knowledge that we gain from about the extraterrestrial would drive us insane. That's a thing that is throughout his whole body of work.
Cosmic Dreads. That could be our H.P. Lovecraft themed reggae band. Cosmic Dreads.
Cosmic Dreads. Good.
Fine.
So that's what we've been watching recently. Now let's move on quickly and swiftly to. We have both read recently Empire's 50 Best Horrors. It was posted in October. I think they update it every year.
Yep.
And I've got the top 10 written down.
Fantastic.
And you've seen it, so I won't ask you to guess what they are.
Yeah.
But I thought we could have a little discussion about them and where we think is too high and too low.
Yep. Sounds good.
So let's start at the back. So number 49, one that piqued my interest, Saw, number 49.
Yeah, for me, I'm not a big gore guy. Saw the first one, fine. Yeah, I don't think they have that much substance. I think Jigsaw as a character is really cool. I didn't think it has much besides gore and some genuinely scary traps. But it just makes me think, oh, I'd hate to be trapped in a tiled bathroom with no leg.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Now, personally, I loved the first one and think the rest of them are 1 to 3 is okay. 1 is one of my favourites ever, really, and the rest are utter garbage.
All right, there we are.
But 49, I thought maybe a little low, maybe all right for you.
Okay.
What else have we got? Hellraiser 48. Yeah, first Hellraiser's aged quite badly, I think.
Yeah,
I love Pinhead, but he's only in it for like 15 minutes. Drag Me to Hell, 42.
Yeah, I mean, that's got a really disturbing car scene where the witchy woman attacks the woman in the car park.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah,
and actually a really effective horror film I found, which got middling reviews, sort of 3-star reviews. I think that could actually go a bit higher, personally.
I think higher. I thought it was fantastic. And
it was really good.
I love the ending. Let's not spoil the ending, but the ending is so good for a Hollywood horror to have an ending like that. I thought was top class.
Top class.
Hereditary 38. Personally, I'd put it much higher. I thought it was very good.
I liked it. I thought when the head was knocked off, it was funny, and I thought the ending. You know my thoughts on the ending. As soon as I saw boobs and flying people and that, I thought, oh, it's gone silly. Why have you gone silly with it?
Yeah, although
it was very well done.
It's got, for my money, one of the best jump scares in all of horror.
Go
at
on.
the end.
Yeah.
They do this thing where when she is floating in the corner, the mother, and they come downstairs, and one side of the screen, she's up here, and then it flips and she goes away. But because it's flipped to the other side of the room, she's now on the left side, and it just goes boom and bang, and it scared the absolute shit out of me.
Yeah, horrible.
Very good.
His pants.
One that I think we'll both agree on, Midsummer 33. One of the worst horror films I've ever seen.
Absolutely rubbish. I mean...
Above, Babadook 37.
Yeah, I thought that was fine. I thought the whole basement thing was fine. Yeah, rubbish. It was okay. Yeah, Midsummer, rubbish. Don't get it. High art, that's not art at all. It's art for the sake of art. Rubbish.
Shit.
We've said before, if people want to listen to Critical Drinkers' analysis of Midsummer on YouTube,
Perfect.
It's very, very funny, very accurate. Yeah, Babadook, fine. Didn't quite get the hype, but I can see why it's in the top 50.
That's one I watched recently, actually, Babadook. Yeah, it was okay. I didn't love it. I know some people that I've chatted to about it absolutely loved it. The whole metaphor for the Babadook being about depression and loss, and I just thought at the end when they domesticate it, it kind of ruins it.
Yeah, they're going down and feeding it worms in the basement. Like,
Now, I saw a really great fan theory about that the mother puts the son in the basement and uses the Babadook to distance herself from the fact that she's actually feeding her son the worms, and the son outside on the picnic bench is just a figment of her imagination.
Yeah.
That version of it, I like.
Okay. So if you fill in the blanks, it might end up being a better film if you
Maybe.
view it from a different lens. Okay.
But what else we got? Shaun of the Dead 29 should be higher.
Yeah, I love Shaun of the Dead. I know we're both fans of Edgar Wright. One of my favourite films of all time. I love that film. I think it's hilarious. I think it's genuinely disturbing. It's scary. The gore is there. Edgar Wright, brilliant, shot beautifully.
Yeah.
I quote things from that film that from the day I saw it to now. Yeah, that may be a top 10 film for me. Some would say, but because it's a zom-com, as they call it, that it doesn't deserve to be in there. I would disagree. I think as long as it cultivates that feeling of fear and dread, why can't you have some laughs with it? Horror and comedy are linked together, baby.
Absolutely. They're two halves of the same coin. Tragedy and comedy.
Yeah. A bit like me and you, mate. Which one's tragedy? Which one's comedy? Answers on a postcard.
Let me round out everything outside of the top 10 quickly. So we've got It Follows, very good.
AIDS, yeah, whatever.
The Descent, fantastic.
Yep, brilliant.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
28 Days Later, which is one of my favourites, 23rd. Too low in my opinion.
Yeah, that's probably top 15. Yeah, 20.
Quiet Place, 22. Not for me.
Not for me. So many plot holes in that film. You watched it. You said it was rubbish. I was like, no, it can't be. I watched it. It was rubbish. Why have a baby? Why not play loud music all the time? Why would you go by a waterfall and shout? None of it makes sense. Why does the monster suddenly have logic and hide and kill the guy? Why does it not come sometimes when there's loud noises? There's so many questions. It is not a good film. Whatever people say, nonsense. Apart from the bit where she steps on the nail, which is genuinely really good cinema.
Very, very, very good. Similar to that, I saw very close to that the remake of The Invisible Man, which I thought had so many plot holes and it was awful.
Yeah.
Okay, what else have we got? Get Out, number 18. Personally, higher.
We'll talk on to that because, big boy, that is not a number 18. That is whoop to the top.
That is way, way up for me. Psycho 17, I think.
Me too high.
Oh, now for me, I would say if you can cut the last 10 minutes off the end of the film, I would put it top 10. I hated the ending because the exposition at the end basically tells you all the story that you already know, but it's like, and the thing about Norman Bates was this, and the thing about the mother was this, and she's born. And I was like, well, I don't need to hear this shit. I know. I watched the film.
It's a bit boring, Psycho.
Oh, I liked it.
It is a bit boring. For the time, it was captivating, but I think compared to the pacing of maybe some stuff now, which is not necessarily positive or negative, I find it a little boring. I mean, obviously it's a classic, but top 20, I think, yeah, I can understand. I mean, it could be number 1. You know what I mean? Like, I would totally understand that.
Mm. Ring, the Japanese version, number 15.
Japanese version.
That is scary as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, top 10.
Go on.
So let's go for this. I'm going to say the film. You're going to say higher or lower.
It's like Bruce Forsyth.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. Go on.
Nightmare on Elm Street, number 10.
Oh, that could be about right. Oh, it's a classic though, isn't it?
I'm saying slightly lower.
Yeah. No higher than 10 for me. No higher than 10.
Number 9, Exorcist.
Classic, dated terribly. That's fine. That's fine. It's not the best. I think for the time it was terrifying. Some of the best marketing around a film ever, that, because they were parking ambulances outside of cinemas to pretend people were collapsing and things. Very, very clever marketing for that film. But watching it now, it does not age well.
Lower for me, yeah. Number 8, Jaws.
That's not horror, is it?
Is it a horror? That's a good question. I mean,
I wouldn't have put that in the list, but I can understand it. Maybe lower. I'm not that bothered. Jaws is cool, but it's not a horror film.
Number 7, a film that I'm going to guess that neither of us have seen, is Nosferatu from 1922.
I believe you've got it ready and primed to see, haven't you?
I've got it downloaded. It's a silent.
That would make it onto my list of classics that I haven't seen, which maybe I'll run through very, very quickly at the end. Haven't seen that. Obviously, I'd imagine it's one of the best, but I don't know, so I can't comment. Don't know.
Evil Dead 2, number 6.
Did we watch that together? No.
It's the remake.
Not sure I've seen it, so I don't know.
Evil Dead 2 for me, number 6 is too high slightly.
Okay.
I think that the top 10 are dominated by nostalgia bias, as you'll see.
Yep.
Apart from one, which is very odd, but okay. Number 5, the original Halloween.
Yeah, classic. That's a top 5 film, isn't it? I suppose.
That's about right, in my opinion. Could be 4, could be 5.
Yeah,
Number 4 is The Thing.
That's higher than I thought it would be, but is that too high? It was a great film. It's a great film. I think, from a filmmaking perspective, it's very, very good. So actually, should that be 3? Should that be top 3? Maybe slightly higher.
Maybe. Now I'm going to shock you with number 3. It's Scream.
Well, what Scream turned the genre on its head, didn't it? By being very self-aware and. I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched the full film of Scream. I've only ever seen bits of Scream.
Really? Yeah, it's good. It is good. There's no denying it's good, but it's not top 3 for me.
No. Put that at 10 or something.
Yeah. Number 2 and number 1. I'm going to tell you what they are. You're going to guess which one's number 1.
Go on.
The last 2 are The Shining and Alien.
Shining's number 1. Shining's number 1 for sure. Alien. Yeah, I guess that's that. Again, no, is that a horror film?
It is. I think, yeah. It's more of a horror film than Jaws, in my.
Yeah. Well, it's arguably one of the best films anyway. I think was way ahead of the curve in terms of a powerful female that is equal to a man. Always overlooked in film discussions. Oh, there's no women that sell cinema. Absolute nonsense.
No
Alien. Get your head around that.
Ripley has sold a whole franchise.
Yeah. Would I swap them around? No, I think no. Shining number 1, Alien 2. Shining
for me.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And I don't know how. It's a masterpiece.
Well, it's the Kubrick way. Yeah, and apparently Stephen King had the idea because he slept in a haunted hotel apparently and had the worst nightmare he's ever had, and then wrote a book based on the nightmare.
Wow.
Apparently so. Yeah, I can see that. It's a classic. Some would say too obvious, but for what it's done for cinema, there's essays, there's documentaries, multiple on the filming, on what it all means, the layers. Yeah, I mean,
my dream is to have an office of my own with the carpet from The Shining as the carpet. Is my dream. The hexagonal carpet is I am so desperate to have the hexagonal carpet. I mean, I'd have it in the living room, but I don't think I'd be allowed.
I'd have it all over the walls.
I'd have it everywhere.
From a lovely carpeted wall.
Written on them, that all work and no play.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah. So that's the best ever. Now I've got some recommended evenings for people to watch, and then we'll move.
I like this. You've written a couple of themed evenings for people to enjoy over Halloween.
So and chip in with any of your own, obviously, as well. So I've got for a few different themes. So 1, the funny evening.
Go on.
The funny. Any combination of these in any order would work. Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
Cabin in the Woods. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Evil Dead 2. Any of those.
Can I add to the selection What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, I've just watched the film. I'm midway through the first season. Sublime.
I think if people haven't seen it, check it out. Jermaine Clement, Taika Waititi. Someone probably heard of that man. I would add that to that selection. Watching a Edgar Wright and Taika movie back to back would be probably an absolute triumph. So, yeah, that would be good. The classics. So, an evening of classics for me. We've mentioned them. In fact, they're 4 of the top 5. I didn't even realise.
The Shining, Alien, The Thing, and Halloween. Pop them on back to back.
Yeah, all about external monsters. The Shining, I suppose, slightly more internally, but yeah.
It's sort of the madness of the hotel, isn't it, as well, with The Shining? So
yeah,
it is
the ghost, the hotel, the pressure, yeah.
The underappreciated evening.
Go on.
Saw number 1, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
The Descent, which we talked about.
Yep.
And one of my favorite horrors of all time, 28 Days Later. Completely underappreciated.
Do you think it was a very influential film? Do you think it's underappreciated?
I feel as though, so when I was doing the research for this episode, it was not appearing very high. And for me, completely sort of basically completed the zombie genre for me, made them run, made them frantic, made them made zombies scary again. They hadn't been scary for decades.
Yeah, we've had debated how scary zombies are before. Realistically, I don't think zombies are scary. However, that film does one of the best jobs of making them a genuine threat instead of just whacking their heads off, which is what Shaun of the Dead does, obviously.
I mean, the scene in the scene in the tunnel when they're changing the tire, and you can hear them running behind. Terrifying.
Anything running towards you fast. I will add a slightly underground British horror film called The Borderlands. A little bit like The Descent.
Yeah.
It basically made me afraid of churches, if you've ever seen that. It's these people go to a church where a supposed miracle has occurred. It turns out there's some other stuff going on beneath the church, baby. Not many people have seen it. The church is actually somewhat near Mum's house. We were going to do a road trip to the church. We all chickened out, didn't go to the church. Sorry, God. It wasn't too hot on the ending, but that's a film that maybe some people would have missed.
Nice.
Worth checking out.
The fourth evening that you could do. This is The Terrifying. So, in my opinion, perhaps the scariest evening you could have would include Hereditary, and then any of the Conjuring films, any of the Insidious films.
Yeah, some people scoff at James Wan and Conjuring, Insidious, say it's kind of popcorn horror. I can see that. That for me, I prefer that to being absolutely terrified. We've said many times, Kenny and I have sat down in a shanty, have watched the Conjuring films and have really enjoyed them together. I would say they're more of an ensemble film. Watch them with some friends, get some popcorn, you'll have a good time. If you just watch it on its own and study it as a movie, I guess you'll probably be slightly let down. Do it with a group of friends, you'll definitely like it.
Yeah. I think it's one of those. There's a lot of very unpleasant imagery, but it's a lot of jump scares, which is good for a popcorn horror.
Totally. I think possibly 2. I prefer to 1. Maybe we both agree on that. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think some of the crane shots and tracking shots, especially in 2. There's a particular one where they go from the sky into the house. Seamless, and may there be edits or not, I don't know. Seamless transition. Yeah. Really, really nice cinematography as well, which, to be honest, you don't often get in a horror film. So, yeah, enjoyed that.
The Unknown. So these would be, I've kind of gone for ones that maybe people won't have seen or would be not even underappreciated. They've just gone under the radar. I've gone for Train to Busan, which is a Korean zombie film set on a train, which is very good. I've got Funny Games US, which is very cool and disturbing. Home invasion horror. Not more of a thriller than a horror, but very good.
Yeah. Still, on the edge of your seat. Yeah.
It Follows, which I do think is brilliant.
We enjoyed it. I think we found, again, the whole thread running through it to be a little on the nose, but there's some good scenes in it.
And Colour Out of Space, which we've talked about.
Absolutely.
Another one would be maybe Green Room, which is a very good film with a band that get stuck in the green room of a neo-Nazi club that they've just played, and is got Patrick Stewart in it.
We know what we think of him, good guy. I might put in 2 films based on theatre. Both the films sadly let me down a bit, so I know what you're thinking. Why are you putting them in? Woman in Black and Ghost Stories, both based on plays. Woman in Black, very, very enjoyable, very scary show in the West End. It toured as well. A guy goes to sort out the will and documents of someone that's deceased in a big old manor house, and it turns out he's not alone there. That's very, very good. Unfortunately, in the film, they cast a very wooden Daniel Radcliffe, who did his best, but bless him, he was still good, but he didn't quite have the chops to carry it. However, there's still some good jumps in there, and it's shot very well in that kind of gothic-y style that a lot of British horrors are shot in. Yeah. And Ghost Stories, again, based on a play written by, I can't remember his name, the guy that writes with Derren Brown, so it's very psychological, messes with your mind. Kind of a psychoanalyst and researcher, details some stories, supernatural stories, things that he's never been able to solve in his career, and it takes you through the 3 stories.
It's a good one, those stories. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's good, very good British sort of horror. It's not necessarily, it's not gore. It's more, you know, psychological. Horror. It was enjoyable. Yeah,
the impact that those things have on his life, and there's obviously a lot of deeper things under the surface as well. Shan't spoil anything, but again, for me, both of those didn't quite live up to seeing it on stage. At this moment, we ain't going to be seeing anything on stage, so I'd recommend them for more grounded British horrors that might inspire you to go and see it on the stage at some point.
Yeah, and the last evening I've got is, but maybe my favourite evening. Who are the best villains of all time? I'll answer your question. It's the Nazis. Now, if you want a cracking evening of Nazi slaying, my 3 favourite Nazi horror films are Overlord, which was exceptional, Iron Sky, which is hilarious, set on the Nazis. They escaped to the moon. They're on the dark side of the moon. They're resetting up to take back Earth. It's very funny B-movie horror.
The Nazis are there. Pink Floyd are there as well.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And the last one would be Dead Snow, which is about sort of frozen Nazi zombies. Really good. Really good.
What's the one where Hitler enters on a horse? Is it one of those? I'm sure it is. Like a zombie Hitler comes in on a horse. He's like, "Baby, I'm back," or something like that.
It might be.
Maybe that's another film.
Maybe, but yes.
Maybe that was The Crown or something. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah. Prince Charles walked in. Oh, Prince Harry's over there. Why is he wearing an SS uniform?
There he is. He's just a fun guy. That's all he is.
Any other movies that you'd like to talk about before we move on?
Things that haven't been mentioned. My probably number 1 thriller of all time, thriller horror, Get Out. We mentioned it before. Get Out is the one for me, baby. It's
so good.
Daniel Kaluuya is one of the best young actors going.
Agreed.
Fantastically acted, scripted. I've never seen a cinema so on the edge of their seat as they were for this film. It's funny when it needs to be funny. It's brutal when it needs to be brutal.
Yeah.
Such a satisfying film in every regard, and it freaks you out. Absolutely love that film.
The only thing that I would say about Get Out, I won't spoil the ending. It has been out a few years though. The alternate ending on the DVD is preferable, in my opinion.
Okay.
It ends with how can I put this? It ends with the person who gets the happy ending at the ending going to jail. Because as the police roll up, someone is on the ground laying, help me, he's attacking me. And he then goes to jail. I love that. It's such a cruel, a cruel sort of thing to happen at the end, to have it stolen away from you right at the end. You think, oh, thank God the police are here. And then because she's I've never seen an actress be able to go from someone who you trust hugely with her long hair. She puts her hair up and you're like, oh my God, she's the devil.
I hate her. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. What a hateable movie villain. Talking of great villains.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd also throw in there An American Werewolf in London. Mentioned it before. Nice. Very fun. There's some nice cameos for people like Rick Mail and that. People who are in 2 American backpackers in New York. Very fun. They've come to Yorkshire and they're walking around the moors, and turns out there's a werewolf. Funny, good, classic, lots of gore. That's probably it, mate. Mentioned Haunted Mansion, and obviously Hocus Pocus we've mentioned.
Oh, yes.
You've got to put that in there for a good Disney family classic. Maybe watch that back to back with, say, Haunted Mansion or something. So quotable, shot beautifully.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. So many logic holes in it, but
So
you know what I mean. It's iconic.
It's iconic.
It's
Absolutely. Right. We are.
We're an hour in.
We're an hour and a quarter in.
Hour and a quarter in.
Let's do dead, decrepit, zombie, monkey, tennis. Hit that jingle. You know it.
Oh wow! What a jingle!
Jingle.
I mean, mama. And especially as it was completely different for Halloween. That's the thing I really loved about that jingle.
Yeah.
It was so, mate, your work on that jingle, it was so different to what I was expecting.
Right.
The sound, the layers as well. Like, you've kind of done a sonic, got a real sonic identity.
So many audio tracks to get that together.
Mate, you've really fixed that in post. So good job there.
Thank
We're
you.
doing Dead Monkey Tennis, where we pitch funny games, TV, movies, normally based on a pun, and we just pitch them. You know, some of them are going to get made by Netflix. We know it. Haven't got the call yet, but it's coming. It's coming. This is a spooky version of Dead Monkey Tennis. Just thinking of dead monkeys now. It's quite horrible.
Dead Monkeys 28 days later, of course. That's what happens. I would like you to go first, please, whilst I clear my throat, because I've
clear your throat
too much.
You've got too much bloody Halloween candy in there. Dead Monkey Tennis. I'm going to do a pitch for a game show.
Okay.
Something inspired by something we've watched. The Conjuring.
Right.
Female contestants are strapped. Female contestants are strapped into waterproof cinema chairs, seated on top of vibrators. The task: watch The Conjuring without coming during. For every 5 minutes you last, you increase the money pot. Prizes can be won for withstanding a certain amount of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you make it to the end, you win £1 million. The trick is, no one's made it to the end. There is a male-only version.
Right.
It's called Annabelle End. And the same, you get the gist. The same rules apply.
Yeah,
the Conjuring 2, there could be 2 dildos. Conjuring 3, just 3. I mean, it's endless. It's endless.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
The Conjuring.
Good.
All right?
Right. Okay. I'll
People
try.
will be queuing up to join that show.
Try not to come during this pitch for an 8-part game show.
You're telling me double game show pitches at the beginning? That's really weird. Go on.
Creeping up on the Kardashians.
Oh, that sounds good.
Out of work horror villains such as Freddy Krueger, Ghostface, Jason Voorhees, and Pinhead come together to revitalize their careers and rid the world of the Kardashian family.
I mean, fine. Absolutely fine.
Killers are judged on gore, ability to scare, pain inflicted, and lasting appeal through a variety of test kills of other useless celebrities like Paris Hilton, Rylan, Piers Morgan, and Katie Hopkins.
Rylan? He's thrown Rylan in there. Poor Rylan.
The final episode is a live feed of the Kardashians being brutally murdered.
That's great, and it comes off the back of her tweet about, was it her or Chloe that did that tweet about everyone's isolated for 2 weeks, so we're going to take them to a private island to cheer them up.
Yeah, the island is where it's taking place.
That's where they're doing it. Yeah.
Just who have you got
to say about that?
I've got my money on, I think, Pinhead, because he's a celestial, different altered dimension being that feeds on both pain and pleasure. And if there's anything I know about the Kardashians,
we've all seen the videos.
Yeah.
I
and
think
Paris. One eternity in Paris in hell.
Bless her. Documentary come out about her recently, and she said it was all a character. Actually, I was under horrific mind control and abuse, and this was my way of surviving it. So, of course, we can joke about her. That's fine.
That's what Mia Khalifa says, doesn't she, about her when she did porn? The problem is, whenever I see Mia Khalifa talking about her life in porn, I immediately go and watch the porn of Mia Khalifa afterwards, because I always...
For research.
Oh, she's hot, isn't she? Like that. What a terrible human being.
Oh, she's damaged.
Oh, yeah.
That's awful. That was Kenny's
word. I got through all that.
Yeah.
I always come during that.
Oh, right down the tube.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for, inspired by what I just spoke about, a picture a movie, An American Werewolf in London Grammar. 2 American backpackers are trekking across the Yorkshire moors. As night falls, they stop at a local pub, bark at the moonshine. The pub goers warn the pair to keep off the road, stay clear of the moors, and beware the full moon. But the adventurers ignore the advice and continue onwards into the night.
They always continue.
They soon become aware of a distant humming, a blend of ambient, ethereal, and classical sounds. The kind of sound that would earn you a Brit nomination for Best Breakthrough Act in 2013. Soon the backpackers come upon a stage in the middle of the Bracken. Is that Hannah Reid, the vocalist of popular indie pop band London Grammar? And is that Dan Reid, guitarist and of the same fame? It is. One backpacker hates them, so he leaves, but the other one gets chatting to the group. Basically, to sum it up, you'd never guess, their drummer got eaten by a werewolf. They're booked to play a local festival, Sonny's Fear of the Dark.
There's multiple puns in the pun.
Yeah, they need a drummer. This backpacker, he's a drummer, right? Can you believe it?
What
anyway,
are
long story short, he joins the group. They go on a journey of musical discovery, and also they have to try not to be eaten by a mythical beast before the show.
Amazing.
An American Werewolf in London Grammar.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Good.
I like it a bit too much.
Oh dear, that's that Halloween juice dripping out again.
Halloween juice. Very good.
Throwback. Thanks, mate. Thank you. I like that one.
Okay, so my next one is actually a developed idea from a submission from long-time listener, Mr. Birmingham. I was struggling for a second at this point. I thought, what have you got for me? He came right back with this. I've adjusted it slightly because I'm funnier than he is, but
Brilliant.
But it was very good. Pitch for a one-off BBC daytime TV show before cancellation. Cash in the Graveyard.
Yeah.
David Dickinson, self-filmed on a handheld night vision camera, visits various graveyards to steal a mixture of gold teeth and prized heirlooms from the clutches of the dead.
Gold teeth, yeah.
Teams then compete to earn the most money through the usual means of flipping junk from their attic, only to learn that at the end of the show they are competing to earn back their family's prized possession. The loser has to watch as they are melted in a furnace.
Oh, it's a brutal ending. Oh dear.
They didn't know. They didn't know.
And that's fine. Morally, that's fine as well.
Fine, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll probably get cancelled after one.
Mm.
David Dickinson has signed.
And that's the thing. He is available always for anything. He will do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've even signed him up for the come during. Wow, that is I like that a lot. Cash in the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, you could do loads of spin-offs on that. Antiques Roadshow, just Graveyard Roadshow. Like, that's fine. You know what I mean? It works perfectly.
Homes Under the Graveyard.
Yeah, fine. Graveyard Under the Hammer. They're just smashing up. Who can smash the most tombstones in a minute?
That'd be fine.
That's fine. I like that a lot, mate. Thank you, Birmingham, for helping out in that as well. As he said, you're not quite as funny as we are. It's a shame. You're not quite there, but like we can maybe help you with that. But you just, you know what I mean?
Just do better, mainly. Do better. Yeah,
I guess be better is what I'd probably say for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to finish up with a picture movie. It's an all-male remake of a 1976 supernatural horror based on a Stephen King novel, Barry. Sean Williamson plays Barry from EastEnders. Now he gets repeatedly bullied and mocked on the set of EastEnders. Barry is humiliated at the end of the season wrap party, but his peers are unaware of the power he possesses. This embarrassment unleashes his telekinetic powers. Can he use this power to get cast in anything else on primetime British television? Watch and find out. Brackets, he can't. Of course, inspired by Carrie, of course.
Carrie.
Of course. Barry, but it is spelled Barrie.
Of course,
Barry.
to keep the continuity of the...
People be like, oh, what's Barry? What's that? Barry with an E.
I got it.
I've got it. Barry. So he will be Barry from EastEnders
forever
in the show, but also it's kind of meta. You're aware that also it's Sean Williamson. It's kind of a commentary on his career, really, as maybe an underrated British comedic actor.
He's very good and a great voice.
Great voice. Mustang Sally!
Mustang Sally! Yeah, he's very, very funny.
Very funny. And again, he has signed on to do it. So thank you, Barry.
My final was also a picture of film. It's a very, very, very simple idea. It's just High Ghoul musical.
We spat me water then.
So it's Casper, the friendly ghost, has hit puberty and he's off to high school. But where is he going?
Casper.
Obviously, it's East High School in Albuquerque, the setting of popular teen drama musical, High School Musical.
Albuquerque.
Now, having not seen High School Musical, the plot is fairly hard to develop. However, I assume it involves being bullied relentlessly for liking alternative music, getting in fight with chavs, and having sex in the gym changing rooms.
Yeah, very similar to Barry. So, you know what I mean? There's some crossover there as well. Yeah, I like that a lot. High Ghoul musical. I mean, it works. It works beautifully.
It works. I could have thought, I could have done a real deep dive on the plot of High School Musical, but I found out there's not one. There's not one.
It's the only film ever where there's no plot.
There's no plot.
It's actually cinematic genius.
So I couldn't do a funny. He does this like this in this film and that film. Nothing happens. No,
nothing happens at all. But
it's just shit. Just shit.
There's Zac Efron. He's not really singing. Whoop. Well, remarkable. Nice to start with some game shows as well, mate. Nice bit of difference there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love a game show.
Oh, I love a game show, I do.
Rylan? I love a game show, I do. Yeah, Rylan, I'm coming for you, you fucking...
No, don't. He's just signed on to Graveyard Under the Hammer. So, yeah. Talking of hammers, ready? I've just got injured. Ready? I just hit the nail on the head. Come on. This shit is banging. I'm taking the horns off because we're going to finish up with some more bloody comedy before we sail off into the haunted fog. That's a film I watched, The Fog. Very good horror film.
Yeah.
Very good horror film. Some classics I haven't seen this year. The Fly. Remember seeing The Fly?
I've not seen The Fly. I've got it downloaded.
Not seen The Fly. Still not seen Us. Obviously, love Get Out, so I'm sure I love Us as well.
I mean, not as good, but very good.
Omen. Haven't seen that.
Yeah, I've got that downloaded, ready to watch as well.
Haven't seen Poltergeist.
No. I don't like ghost stuff normally.
Yeah, I haven't seen Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
The Polanski classic.
Yeah.
Haven't seen just a classic Dracula, just the solid original Dracula. I know there's been about 50 million versions of it.
Yeah.
Some films that perhaps I should watch and pop some reviews up for. We're going to end with. Is there any that you haven't seen that you're going to watch? You think?
There is some. What was? I'm going to watch Mandy.
Oh yeah, Mandy. Yeah.
Watch Mandy because that's the other H.P. Lovecraft, I think.
Oh, Mandy.
There is one, The Void.
Oh, The Void.
That's a similar Lovecraftian horror, which has been recommended, and the poster looks amazing. It's a large blue, kind of almost warm hole. Warp hole.
It's a nice. You're still thinking of The Conjuring. A nice warm hole.
And it's got like an octopus coming out of it, octopus tentacles, and it looks very cool.
Looks good, mate. Sounds good. The Void, just something both me and Kenny suffer with on a daily basis. We're going to end with a classic bit inspired by last year's. Next thing I know, I'm bobbing for apples. A classic bit on. We've actually used that for our Throwback Thursday this very week. Yeah. We're going to do final guess the punchline / punchline first / guess the pumpkin line / pinch punchline first of the month line. So Smash. It's the fourth that counts. Whoop. We're going to go with, I've got 3 punchlines. We're going to quickly come up with the joke. Last year, we did an amazing sort of erotic thriller. We tied them all together. Punchline 1, Dracula, more like Dragula.
What are you going to do with that?
Shut up, this is genius. Punchline 2, who are you? The Tony Blair Witch Project. which I dabbled with on Monkey Tennis, but I didn't do it, but I probably should have done it. The Tony Blair Witch Project. It writes itself. It's exactly the same film, just Tony Blair's there. Right.
There were weapons of destruction. They were just over in the forest, actually. There is something going on in that forest. I can only assume it's to do with Saddam.
We need to invade the forest. There are witches of mass destruction.
Witches of mass. Lovely.
Thank you. And final punchline, Stephen King's tit. Stephen King's tit.
Okay.
Stephen King's tit. That's fine as well. So here we go. Kenny's going to come up with a great joke now. Blah, blah, blah. What? Dracula? More like Dragula. Okay, so. Oh. Paul O'Grady's coming to my Halloween party. He's dressed as a vampire. Dracula? More like Dragula.
Boom. Done.
Boom. Number 2. Who are you? The Tony Blair Witch Project. Okay, so. We've sort of already done the bit, but.
Yeah, Gordon Brown. Well, Tony Blair's. Well, it's the same. Tony Blair comes to a party.
Yeah, Tony Blair and some of his cabinet ministers. they go for a camping trip in the woods. But the trouble is, they need to be. Yeah, because it's like a self-aware thing. Because it needs to reference the Blair Witch Project. Maybe there's some kind of live watch along.
What about like Tony Blair visits some sort of craft workshop to do with moulding small twigs. Tony Blair, more like the Tony Blair Witch Project.
Absolutely brilliant. Stephen King's tit.
Now I'm thinking something like maybe because we were talking about Halloween and how people dress sexy. I thought I'd go as a sexy clown this year for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Like in It. Oh, more like Stephen King's It.
Fine. Absolutely brilliant. That is what we're talking about. They're done. They're written in.
They're done. Put that in the show. That'll be fine.
That's in next year's throwback. We're going to do a quick guess the punchline. Kenny Beveridge, what is the punchline? Okay. I was stealing things in the supermarket today whilst balanced on the shoulders of vampires. What's the punchline?
Whilst balanced on the shoulders of vampires. It was fantastic.
Fangs, but no fangs. No. I'll give you one more go. Everyone at home do this, by the way. It's very self-indulgent. It's almost impossible who'll know the punchline. What is the punchline? I was stealing things in the supermarket today whilst balanced on the shoulders of vampires.
Fantastic. No, go on.
I was charged with shoplifting on 3 counts.
Oh.
Well done. That is a Tim Vine joke. Thank you, Tim.
Very good.
One more. Why don't mummies have friends? What's the punchline? Why don't mummies have friends? Mummy as in a mummy.
Okay, right. Why don't mummies have friends? Because they're always wrapped up in something.
That is right, because they're too wrapped up in themselves.
Yes!
That's the punchline. He's guessed the punchline.
Why do I have a knife?
Whoop, whoop, celebrate. There's a bat. Well, there's a bat. That is brilliant. You're simply the best. Now, what you've done is you've ruined my joke there, because what I was going to say was, why don't mummies have friends? Answer, because they're down the job centre after losing their independent business thanks to unrealistic lockdown restrictions installed by a fascist British government.
Now that really is the joke.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait.
That's real.
That's the life.
But you guessed it with no, because they're too wrapped up in themselves. That is an absolute highlight from Kenny Beveridge. And what a brilliant way to say thank you for listening. And we're probably going to wrap things up very much like a mummy wraps himself up. Although he doesn't wrap himself up. Of course, he's wrapped by the embalmer. Like Princess Diana was illegally embalmed after she died in the Pont Alma tunnel in Paris.
And on that, I've seen Cleopatra's embalmed sort of body in its casket. It's in the
it's in your basement. It's in your basement, isn't it, mate? Which is
it's in me bloody basement. It's in the British Museum.
Yeah. Well, where are we going to go and watch Hocus Pocus in a minute with some dinosaurs?
Hocus Pocus Diplodocus. I don't know. I'm popping that on. I'm boiling. It's this scandal.
I'm sweating. I've got Halloween juice coming out of all my holes, especially my warm hole. Kenny's got his pumpkin, to be or not to be. Well, we've had some good fun here, mate. We've talked movies, we've guessed some punchlines, we've done some dead monkey pitches, we've carved a pumpkin, we've talked about some amazing TV, some game shows, some truth, some superstition, some traditions. We've got some props out. I've probably gone slightly more in on the prop work, but of course, Kenny does have some vegetables there with a cap on. There we go. Look, which one's Kenny? We don't know. Look at that. Oh, baseball cap, more like flat, more like pumpkin face, pumpkin head.
Yeah.
I've done it. Where can people get hold of us on social media, mate, if they want to give us Halloween facts?
If you would like to give us any Halloween facts or money through Patreon.
Halloween spooky money, because we're poor. Woo!
You can find the podcast on Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and you can search us with a slightly shortened version, Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter. tag us, comment. We post lots of stuff. We'll be posting all sorts of videos and things from my pumpkin making. And, oh, that smells quite burnt. No, overdone. And you can get in contact with us there. There'll be all sorts of Halloween content. And
Yep.
yeah. That's how you do that. Jack, where can they listen, mate?
You can listen to us on Spotify, on iTunes, on Stitcher, on SoundCloud, on YouTube. Not currently on the Big Heads Media website. They have shut down the website without our consent or permission, and we can't access any of our content or upload it onto the site. The Twitter is also down. That's the kind of people we're dealing with. So what's more scary than bad business practices? I'm going to spit these teeth out. I look like Ken Dodd. What do you want to?
You did look a bit like Ken Dodd.
Fun diddlyumptious. He wrote one of my favourite jokes. Read a book on Stockholm Syndrome. At first I didn't like it, but then I really grew to love it. Very good. Thank you. We've had a good time here, mate. We like seasonal games. We like seasonal shows. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let us know what you're doing for Halloween. This should come out the day before Halloween. All things, if all things go well and they're not cursed by the devil. Kenny's popped on a little pumpkin hat there.
That'd be fun.
Make sure you let Kenny know that jingle you did, that amazing Halloween jingle you did, was so bloody good. I really look forward to hearing that.
What I've really enjoyed actually with this podcast the most is all the really, really interesting and intricate video work that's been done throughout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of that.
No. You might have missed them. They were so quick. The transitions, the different filters.
No, I'm not sure about that. It's weird. I don't think that's not
like this bit now where we're in black and white. That's so good.
That's not what I saw, which is I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just we've got two different visions.
Right. It's glasses probably.
Yeah, I'm in black and white right now. Look. Well, I'm going to put my mask on and say thank you for joining us. Get in touch. Have a happy Halloween. Don't get any Ouija boards from Poundland. They've actually been banned because so many people have complained about them. Make sure you all watch scientifically the scariest movie of all time, which is Sinister, apparently. That news just came out this week with Ethan Hawke, who... Oh, but his dad was a hawk. True story.
True story.
For now, I'll say thank you for joining me and Kenny on the Rock and Roll Up podcast. Have a spooky Halloween. Peace out.
Big, scary big time.
Next thing I knew, I was bobbing for apples.